Early life of Sir Rohit Sharma. Sharma was born on April 30, 1987 in Bansod, Nagpur, Maharashtra. His mother, Purnima Sharma, is from Visakhapatnam. His father, Gurunath Sharma, worked as a caretaker of a transport firm storehouse. Sharma was raised by his grandparents and uncles in Borivali because of his father's low income. He would visit his parents, who lived in a single-room house in Dombivli, only during weekends. He has a younger brother, Vishal Sharma. Sharma joined a cricket camp in 1999 with his uncle's money. Dinesh Lad, his coach at the camp, asked him to change his school to Swami Vivekanand International School, where Lad was the coach and the cricket facilities were better than those at Sharma's old school. Sharma recollects, "I told him I couldn't afford it, but he got me a scholarship. So for 4 years I didn't pay a penny, and did well in my cricket." Sharma started as an off-spinner who could bat a bit before Lad noticed his batting ability and promoted him from number 8 to open the innings. He excelled in the Harris and Giles Shield School cricket tournaments, scoring a century on debut as an opener. Youth and domestic first-class career. Sharma made his List A debut for West Zone against Central Zone in the Deodar Trophy at Gwalior in March 2005. Batting at number 8, he scored 31 not out as West Zone won by 3 wickets with 24 balls remaining. Kiteshwar Pujara and Ravindra Jadeja made their debuts in the same match. It was Sharma's unbeaten innings of 142 in 123 balls against North Zone at the Maharana Babal College ground in Udaipur in the same tournament that brought him into the limelight. He visited Abu Dhabi and Australia with the India A squad and was then included among India's 30-member probables list for the upcoming ICC Champions Trophy tournament, although he did not make the final squad. Sharma made his first-class debut for India A against New Zealand A at Darwin in July 2006. He scored 57 and 22 as India won by 3 wickets. He made his Ranji Trophy debut for Mumbai in the 2006-07 season and scored 205 off 267 balls against Gujarat. Mumbai went on to win the tournament with Sharma scoring a half-century, 57, in his second innings in the final against Bengal. Sharma has spent his entire domestic first-class career at Mumbai. In December 2009, he made his highest career score of 309 not out in the Ranji Trophy against Gujarat. In October 2013, upon the retirement of Ajit Agarkar, he was appointed team captain ahead of the 2013-14 season. International career. List of international cricket centuries by Rohit Sharma. As of March 28, 2021, Sharma had played in 376 international matches, 38 Test, 227 ODI, 111 T20I, and scored 40 centuries, 7 Test, 29 ODI, 4 T20I. Test matches. In November 2013, during Sachin Tendulkar's farewell series, Sharma made his Test debut at Eden Gardens in Kolkata against the West Indies and scored 177, the second highest score on debut by an Indian to Shikhar Dhawan, 187. He followed it up with 111, not out, in the second Test at his home ground, the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Having been out of the Test team since 2017-18, Sharma went on the 2018-19 tour of Australia after he had earned a recall earlier. Chief selector MSK Prasad said the reason for his recall was that his natural game suited the bouncy Australian pitches. Sharma played in the first Test in Adelaide, scoring 37 and 1 in an Indian victory. During the first Test, he sustained a minor injury which saw him miss the second Test in Perth. He recovered for the Boxing Day third Test at Melbourne and scored 63, not out, to help India total 443/7 and win both the Test and the series. After the third Test, Sharma had to return to India for the birth of his daughter. In October 2019, in the third Test against South Africa, Sharma scored his 2000th run and his first double century in Tests. He made 212 in the first innings of the match. Sharma was named as vice-captain of India's Test team during the Tour of Australia in 2020, replacing Keteshwar Pujara. Sharma had a successful home series against England in 2021. Instrumental in his team's comeback after a defeat in the first Test at Jinnah, he scored a century, one that The Guardian termed deserves to be considered one of the greatest this century. He put on 167 runs with Ajinkya Rahane for the fourth wicket while making 161 runs in an innings that included 18 fours and 2 sixes. India went on to win the Test by 317 runs. He top-scored for his side in both innings of the low-scoring third Test in Ahmedabad with scores 66 and 25 resulting in his team's win. He finished the series aggregating 345 runs, the most for India, at 58. 2015 and 2019 Cricket World Cups. Sharma during the 2015 Cricket World Cup in Australia. In March 2015, Sharma made his first appearance in the Cricket World Cup and played in 8 matches for India in the 2015 tournament in Australia. India reached the semi-final stage where they were defeated by Australia. Sharma scored 330 runs in the tournament with 1 century, a score of 137 in the quarter-final against Bangladesh. On April 15, 2019, Sharma was appointed vice-captain of India's squad for the 2019 tournament in England. In the opening match against South Africa, he scored 122, including his 12,000th run in international cricket. In the match against Sri Lanka, he became the first batsman to score 5 centuries in the same World Cup tournament, and equalled Tendulkar's record for the most centuries in all World Cup matches. Sharma totaled 648 runs in the tournament to finish as the leading run scorer and win the ICC's Golden Bat Award, the third Indian player to do so. Other one-day international matches. Sharma made his full international debut in a one-day match against Ireland in Belfast on June 23, 2007. This was part of the 2007 Future Cup competition which also involved South Africa. He was number 7 in the batting order but did not bat as India won the game by 9 wickets. He scored his maiden ODI half-century, 52, against Pakistan at Jaipur on November 18, 2007 and was selected for the Indian squad going to the 2007 08 Commonwealth Bank Series in Australia. In that series, he scored 235 runs at an average of 33.57 with 2 50s, including 66 in the first final at Sydney when he partnered Sachin Tendulkar for most of India's successful run chase. After that, however, his ODI performances suffered a downturn and he lost his middle-order position to Suresh Raina. Later, Virat Kohli took his position as the reserve batsman. In December 2009, following his triple century in the Ranji Trophy, he was recalled to the ODI team for the Tri-Nations tournament in Bangladesh as Tendulkar opted to rest in the series. He scored his maiden ODI century, 114, against Zimbabwe on May 28, 2010 and followed it up with another century in the next match of the Tri-Series against Sri Lanka on May 30, 2010 by scoring 101 not out. He had a run of poor form in South Africa just before the 2011 World Cup and as a consequence he was left out of India's squad for the tournament. Sharma was recalled to the limited overs squad for the Tour of the West Indies in June and July 2011. In the first match at Queen's Park Oval, he scored 68, not out, from 75 balls with 3 fours and a 6. In the third match at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua, he scored a match-winning 86 off 91 balls after India had been reduced to 92 for 6. He had a disastrous loss of form in 2012 and scored only 168 runs in the whole calendar year at the very low average of 12.92 with just a single half-century. Even so, his captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni showed faith in him, and his career was revived in 2013. Dhoni decided to move him up the batting order to open the innings with Shikhar Dhawan in the 2013 ICC Champions Trophy. The pairing was a success and India won the competition, defeating hosts England in the final. His good form continued and, later in the year against Australia, he scored 141, not out, in Jaipur. He followed that with 209 off 158 balls in Bangalore and established a then world record for the most sixes, 16, in a one-day international innings, since beaten by Owen Morgan of England with 17. On November 13, 2014, playing against Sri Lanka at Eden Gardens in Kolkata, Sharma broke the world record for the highest score in a one-day international innings with 264 from 173 deliveries. In December 2017, India's captain Virat Kohli was rested for the series against Sri Lanka, in preparation for India's tour to South Africa, which began in the first week of January 2018. In his place, Sharma was appointed team captain and India under his leadership won the series 2-1, their 8th consecutive series win since defeating Zimbabwe in June 2016. On January 12, 2019, in the opening match against Australia at the Sydney Cricket Ground, Sharma scored 133 but it was in vain as India lost by 34 runs. It was his 22nd century in one-day internationals. At Delhi on March 13, 2019, in the fifth and final match of a home series against Australia, Sharma scored 56 including his 8,000th run in one-day internationals. It was his 200th innings. In 2019, he scored the most runs in ODIs by any batsman, with 1,490 runs in the year. 2020 international matches. Sharma was included in the Indian squad for the 2007 ICC World T20 and made his mark by scoring an unbeaten 50 from 40 deliveries against hosts South Africa in the quarter-finals. This enabled India to win the match by 37 runs and they went on to defeat Pakistan in the final, when Sharma scored 30, not out, from 16 deliveries. On October 2, 2015, during the South African Tour of India, Sharma scored 106 in the first 2020 international at HPCA Stadium in Dharamshala. With that, he became the second Indian cricketer to have scored centuries in all three formats of international cricket. On July 8, 2018, during a series in England, Sharma became the second Indian batsman, after Virat Kohli, to score 2,000 runs in a 2020 international career. He was the fifth batsman worldwide to achieve the feat. The others besides Kohli were Brendan McCullum, Martin Guptill, and Shoaib Malik. In November 2019, in the opening match of the series against Bangladesh, Sharma became the most capped cricketer for India in T20Is, playing in his 99th match. In the next match of the series, he became the first male cricketer for India to play in 100 T20Is. In November 2020, Sharma was nominated for the ICC Men's ODI and T20I Cricketer of the Decade Awards. Indian Premier League. Sharma has been one of the most successful players in the Indian Premier League, IPL, as captain since 2013 of the Mumbai Indians, who have won the tournament 5 times under his leadership. He is currently, March 2021, one of 4 players who have scored 5,000 career runs in the competition. Sharma has 5,230 runs with 1 century and 39 half-centuries and is the 4th highest run scorer after Virat Kohli, Suresh Raina, and David Warner. Sharma joined the IPL in 2008 when he was signed by the Deccan Chargers franchise, based in Hyderabad, for the sum of $750,000 a year. In the 2011 auction, he was sold for $2 million to the Mumbai Indians. He scored his only IPL century in the 2012 tournament with 109, not out, against the Kolkata Knight Riders. Under his leadership, Mumbai has won the IPL in 2013, 2015, 2017, 2019 and 2020. They also won the former Champions League 2020 competition in 2013. Playing style. Sharma is an aggressive batsman but with style and elegance. He is usually an opening batsman in limited overs cricket but has played most of his test cricket as a middle-order batsman. Sunil Gavaskar considers Sharma to have a batting style similar to those of Virender Sehwag and Viv Richards. In his column for the Times of India in November 2018, Gavaskar said, The standout performer in both the Limited Overs Series and the T20 Series has been Rohit Sharma. Like Virender Sehwag before him, he is unstoppable once he gets going, and like Vira he has an appetite for big hundreds. When Vira used to get out looking to hit another delivery out of the park, there used to be consternation around the ground, just like it is when Rohit gets out to a seemingly casual shot. If Rohit can turn his white ball exploits into red ball cricket, he will be the most destructive batsman in the world after Viv Richards and Virender Sehwag. While Sharma is not a regular bowler, he can bowl right arm off spin. He usually fields in the slips and says this is a part of his game on which he works very hard for improvement. Achievements. List of highest individual scores in one-day international cricket. Sharma holds the world record for the highest individual score by a batsman playing in a one-day international match, having scored 264 against Sri Lanka at Eden Gardens, Kolkata, on November 13, 2014. He is the only player to have scored 3 double centuries in this form of international cricket. In January 2020, Sharma was named as the ODI Player of the Year by the International Cricket Council, ICC. During the 2019 World Cup, Sharma became the first batsman to score 500s in a single edition in World Cup history. On October 5, 2019, during a test match against South Africa, Sharma became the first batsman to score 2 centuries in a match on his first appearance as an opening batsman. In the same series, he broke Shimron Hetmeyer's record for the highest number of sixes in a test series. National Honours. 2015 Arjuna Award. 2020 Rajiv Gandhi Kul Ratna. Sporting Honours. ICC ODI Player of the Year, 2019. Outside cricket. Personal life. Sharma and Ritika Sachdev during their wedding. Sharma married Ritika Sachdev in December 2015. They have a daughter, born in December 2018. Commercial endorsements. Sharma has been sponsored by several brands including CEAT and the Swiss watchmaker Hublot. In his career, Sharma has endorsed many other brands including Maggi, Fair & Lovely, Lay's, Nissan, Energy Drink Relentless, Nasavian Nasal Spray, Aristocrat by VIP Industries, Adidas, and Apo Mobiles. Commenting on the partnership with CEAT, Anant Goenka, the managing director, said, "We are proud to announce Rohit Sharma as the latest Indian cricketer to join CEAT's family. Rohit is not only an extremely talented batsman but also a great leader and an inspiration to young aspiring cricketers. We believe that his dynamic personality combined with his performance and dependability on the field represents the values that CEAT believes in." Philanthropy. Sharma engages in numerous philanthropic activities, promoting various causes such as animal welfare, health, and children. He is particularly vocal about the protection of animals and has supported various initiatives and organizations to promote the cause. In February 2015, Sharma joined People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, to support sterilization of homeless cats and dogs. When supporting the cause, Sharma said, "Sterilization is important because I feel that if we can stop the homeless animal crisis, there will be control of population among the street dogs." In September 2015, along with Hollywood actors Matt LeBlanc and Salma Hayek, Sharma joined an anti-poaching campaign in Kenya to save the wild animals of Africa, including the last surviving northern white rhinoceros. When joining the campaign, Sharma said, "I have been a member of PETA, and when I was informed about the cause, I thought it is my duty to join the anti-poaching drive. That's what got me to Nairobi. I was fascinated to have a look at Sudan, the last northern white rhino, and the sniffer dogs who catch hold of the poachers." In November 2017, Sharma in a video on social media said that he had agreed with an online store to merchandise mobile phone covers and other items that would use his name and ODI jersey number 45. Sharma also told his Twitter followers, "All proceeds from your purchases would go to an animal charity of my choice." In 2018 on World Rhino Day, Sharma was announced as the WWF India Rhino Ambassador. Ravi Singh, the CEO and Secretary General of WWF India, said about the association with Sharma, "We are encouraged that sportsmen like Rohit are coming forward to support the call for conservation. Rohit's contribution to international cricket is well known, and his supporting the conservation of rhinoceros in India will help the cause of the species. We welcome Rohit into the WWF family." After taking a pledge for the cause of rhino conservation, Sharma said, "My love for rhinos sparked when I first heard about Sudan, the last male northern white African rhino who passed away this year, thus leading to the inevitable extinction of the entire species, and that broke my heart. As the world and I mourned for my fallen friend Sudan, I researched the best way for me to help prevent something like this happening, and the best way I know how is to create awareness. After getting in touch with WWF, I learned that 82% of the world's rhinos reside in India, and I am honored to be WWF India's Rhino Ambassador to spread awareness and do my bit to contribute to the protection and survival of the rhino and help make this world a better place for them." Sharma embraces heartfulness meditation. He laid the foundation stone for a cricket stadium in the presence of spiritual master Kamlesh D. Patel, known as Daji, at the Heartfulness Institute in Hyderabad. Please like and subscribe to my channel, is correct. For more infotainment, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thanks for watching.